Open source offers government tremendous opportunities in terms of ensuring they don't have vendor lock-in. I think that is one of the biggest opportunity that governments can benefit from. What that basically means is that you have the ability to ensure that whatever solutions that you are deploying in a government environment, in most cases, is going to last for a very long time. And the last thing you want to do is to be able to have to be accountable or to only go back to one set of vendors for support, services, enhancements, and so on. With an open source model, what happens is you are now able to create an ecosystem of local entrepreneurs, local service providers who can now support you, and thereby also building the IT industry from a domestic perspective. You also have the opportunity to create innovation that was unexpected. With open source, because the code is available, because people can look at it, what happens inevitably is there will be mixing and matching of new ideas based on existing stuff that they can now do because it is visible, people can look at it, people can understand what it is, and there will be unexpected innovation that happens. A lot of the stuff you find in the web today, from a web 2.0 perspective, is really unexpected innovation. If it was planned for, it would never have happened. It's because the code is there, people can say, hey, I like this stuff, let me take this and do this. So in a government perspective, the government is trying to say, okay, we need to provide services to my citizens in maybe some degree of healthcare and transport. Now, if they're going to sit down and plan a solution for it, it's going to take a long time. Now, each one may have their own pluses and minuses. Maybe in healthcare there's some interesting applications, in transport there's some other applications. Now, if the code is made available, there might be an opportunity to mash it up without someone driving it necessarily from that perspective. And so what happens is innovation begins to happen in a more readily in a very ready manner, which is really, I think, the major plus for governments from an open source perspective. I would also probably suggest that clearly at the end of the day, what does government actually do? They are there to ensure that they help govern the country, engage with citizenry. From a long-term perspective, if the government is not seen to be engaging sufficiently with citizens, with e-government initiatives and so on and so forth in a quick enough manner, you find the rest of the world moving forward in the Web 2.0 and open source being developed in all kinds of situations. The citizenry will look at government and say, what is taking you so long? So you don't want to be in a situation where you are trying to do a catch-up. You want to be as close as possible, as reasonable from a development, from a deployment, from an innovation perspective with the rest of the world. Instead of saying, this is a government, it will take a long time for it to happen. We don't want to be in that situation, and government should like to want to say, look, I'm trying to be the leading edge as much as I can. So that's really clearly where the open source can benefit governments.